Hello, it's Snarky the Narky, episode number 3. How I use the soul realm to destroy my prey. I absolutely require power, authority, rank, and respect and fear as a form of worship from all of you. Proverbs 3:5. Trust Jehovah with all your heart and do not trust on your own understanding. But in all ways take notice of him, Jehovah, through Jesus, and he will make your path straight. So I need control, fuel, character assimilation, and residual benefits from all my appliances, my prey, when I'm in the ocean. Snarky the Narky attacks your soul realm. The soul realm is the mind, the will, and the emotions. The mind realm is represented by a triangle, and the sphere of influence over that triangle is a circle. There's a person that's a receiver and a person that is a transmitter. There are sons of God and there are sons of Satan. But an agent of Satan is a person that binds you to a strong man of a thought that is unclean, and that thought exalts itself over the spirit of the knowledge of God. The agents of Satan cast upon you the spirit of rejection, which is a stronghold and a strong man. And as a transmitter, they are binding an unclean spirit of rejection upon you, and you are a receiver and you assimilate. And as a receiver, you receive it and you assimilate the spirit of rejection. The agents of Satan are loosening the unclean spirits of the second heaven, of the fallen heaven, and the kingdom of darkness upon you, such as an unclean spirit of suicide, which is the spirit of murder that you turn onto yourself. Because you received the spirit of rejection, and because you received the spirit of murder and the spirit of abandonment as a stronghold in your house, which is your human soul of your mind, the agents of Satan will utilize the goods and the inventory of the kingdom of darkness and the works of the flesh and the curse of the law to literally support hell on earth. It's their kingdom, it's their inheritance, it's the inventory of their house that they use to represent, to cast upon you the spirit of rejection. 2 Corinthians 10:3-5. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not wage war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing. And in this entrance, things or anything that the agent of Satan, the children of Satan, cast upon you that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. So when you get a negative thought, when a Satanist casts upon you an unclean thought, you must bring every thought captive into captivity to the obedience of Christ. And then be ready to punish all disobedience, which is rebellion, when your obedience is fulfilled. So you have to be honest with yourself when you're living in disobedience or you're living in rebellion to God, which means if you're going to divination or tarot cards or clairvoyance or horoscopes or New Age or yoga, when you're going to any of these things, you are in rebellion against the Most High God. You cannot be in agreement with rebellion, because when you are, then when these negative thoughts come on to you, for example, the spirit of rejection, you assimilate that, you swallow that, and now the spirit of murder is become part of your house. And when you follow through, Satan has sought to steal, kill, and destroy. So Satan has killed you by your own hand. This is the spiritual war of the mind realm of the soul. Ruminating on the unclean spirits of this world and the does not give glory to Jehovah. So when you ruminate on all these unclean things, if you ruminate on rejection and hate and heresy, you are not giving glory to Jehovah. Ruminating on the children of Satan does not give God glory. Now, the second part of the soul realm is the will. The will, again, is a triangle that's enclosed in a circle. This is a location that molds our thoughts from childhood programming, religious programming, government programming, family and culture programming. So we were raised in dysfunctional families, which means that Satan raised you as children. And so he controlled your will. So as long as you're doing the will of a rebellious father, and this is tricky because a lot of people are under deception and they are doing the will of their father without realizing that they're not representing the Most High. They're representing the God of this world and the beast system. The third part of the human soul realm are the emotions. Again, the emotions represent a triangle within a circle. The emotions of a human soul are the gates, the doors, the entrance that allows these thoughts of the demonic, such as hate of something, such as hating of men or hating of women. So, for example, in the emotions, if you allow, you're at the top of the triangle and you have unforgiveness for someone who's on the right hand of the triangle, and you hold them together in a stronghold in unforgiveness, you are living in the emotions of your soul realm. And when you live in unforgiveness, you have an open gate for the demonic creatures and the demonic thoughts. And so I, Snarky the Narky, and my Snarky the Narky friends, families, religions, and networks, we fight in the soul realm of the mind, the will, and the emotions that affect the flesh, which is the curse of the law, which opens up your house, your human soul, to assimilate the goods and the inventory of the kingdom of the darkness, which is the works of the flesh, and the curse of the law. So Snarky the Narky fights in the flesh, and he uses your mind, your intellect, your will, and your emotions against you. But you have to learn as a child of God to operate in the realm of the spirit instead of the soul realm. You cannot trust your intellect, your heart, and your emotions and your will to guide you, because Satan